good for them, and denials from their opponents. We're going to get Yunara plus Lulu down on the bottom side, though. And it's going to be answered by Corki. So some pretty good laning power for Sentinels in the 2v2, but some really strong scaling for Sven and Vulcan.
Yeah.
And this is something that, Sven has been...
Shot can't fire, and Sentinels draw first blood.
Really well played there. I didn't think they were going to be able to pull that off until I see Darkwing's Realm Warping in towards the tower instead of towards the wall.
Just straight into the wall.
Yeah, I think he might have been able to get him.
Ooh, meanwhile, public execution here in the mid lane, and Hambach's not done. The jungler is...
for Sven, individually. Look at this Yunara just decimating the bottom tower here. Cloud9, they still have Blabber. They can go for a dive or try and get first tower. They've got 4.
Yep, they're bringing everybody down here. Impact has already popped the Dominus, trying to clear the wave out of the way and stop this from going down. But no, it's C9 finally finding their first kill of the game. 12 minutes in, they make the 4-man dive happen.
Yeah, the wheels just kind of fell off there for Sentinels. They way overcommitted to that topside play. They were too slow to actually execute on it. You send 5 top, Thanatos clears the wave, so he's not even losing anything before he bases. And on the bot side, Sven is farming plates. They make the dive happen down there. Sven is now 1.7k up, and Sentinels went from 1,000 gold lead to a 600 gold deficit in a matter of a minute, 2 minutes, and now the tower is going to fall as well. This game is already getting...
A little bit of pathing. I'm just trying to watch because everybody's hanging out in this southern quadrant of the map, and I want to see if they want to make a move. Who he's the one finding himself in danger. Arc of Ruin plus the Wild Growth. It's Vulcan taking the kill.
But it is the Ardent Sensor Rush for Vulcan, so he's just saying, you know what, it is all about Sven. Just get all of the buff items for Sven. You already have the additional attack speed. Obviously, you're giving him from the Whimsy if you're using that offensively. Plus
the control wards really early, so they also have vision advantage and early positioning.
Yep, and the Wild Growth is just about ready to go again here for the Lulu, but the fight's already going to start, and it's a lot of damage onto Hambach. The Fed and Bess is about to get bursted down, polymorphed, and Thanatos takes the kill. Now Impact's got to try to get away, but Sven is on the hunt. APA rides the Weaver's wall, and Rahel barely escapes. C9 finds...
Bard ults, to try and buy some time. Maybe they could think of a way to get him out of there afterwards, but unsuccessful, and Cloud9... This is the thing with Cloud9's success as it continues.
Yep.
This tournament has been what has really rewarded this team. A lot of them have been through the mid game. It hasn't been just like, oh, we're crushing all the lanes from the very beginning.
Okay, sorry. Thought we almost had another Hambach kill there underneath the tier 1 turret.
A healthy amount of worry, and Thanatos now.
Hambach going towards the enemy jungle. They still want to try to make this move onto Thanatos, who does have his Gnar Bard charged. The turret is disabled there by the Bard ulti, but now the stun underneath the Mega Gnar to follow it up, but no, he's still all alone. Thanatos will fall. Sentinels doesn't lose anybody, and they're going to try to force down this tier 1 turret.
And nicely done by Huhi. He goes down towards bot side, forces a flash from Thanatos, and then just sets up the redive, turn off the tower. Thanatos really couldn't have played it any better, but Huhi's tanking the tower at max range, so nothing he can do to knock him down. Darkwings is getting punished a little bit here by Sven, who's just... I mean, Sentinels knows they can't fight around Sven. They have to just try to go elsewhere. See if they can actually get this full tower. Looks like they can, so... That's something nice for Sentinels. They survive the play here, and they're at least getting something back on the top.
That might be what they need, but the Tempered Fate does not catch the Gnar. Thanatos now back into mini form as Hambach has made his way into the fight. C9, meanwhile, are going to secure the Drake for themselves.
No other way to play the fight. You have to go into the backline as Mbessa, but you immediately are going to get polymorphed and Wild Growth.
Sentinels going in, trying to find the Pantheon, but Blabber blocks almost all of the damage. Flashing away, trying to stay safe, getting the other side of the unraveled Earth, and now C9 fires back. Darkwings, defensive flash getting out. Thanatos, Wild Growth here on the front line. APA tries to scatter. Sven looking for the damage, trying to find Huhi. Gets one kill. Hambach goes after Sven, but he can't kill him. The Pocket Lulu is there for the save. It's a triple kill for Sven's Yunara. Impact will fall now as well. The fight was so
Sven right there. He's doing a lot of talking, especially for an AD carry. But when you are the center and you know it, yeah, exactly. But when you are the center, you are so fed right now. It's like the game is in our hands, and they have
Sentinels is going to have to find some kind of an answer here. The Baron is already down to 4,000 HP. Tempered Fate going to buy them only a moment. Sentinels got to try to get in there as C9 are going to go ahead and secure the objective. Hambach jumps in only to die. Thanatos gets back to the safety of his team, and the remaining 4 Sentinels now have to scatter. The Weaver's Wall sends APA to his own demise, but Sven is still free firing. Blabber barely gets away. Wild Growth onto the jungler as they pick up
in this game.
1, 4, and 2, and 1, 3, and 4. Huge. 1 kill versus 1 kill.
130 gold lead for Thanatos. Is that player game material?
There you go. There you go.
There.
Try to go for a flash Ruthless Predator, but it's so hard to burst down this Yunara through the Lulu protecting him. And now Sven, just a couple more auto attacks, will take out the tier 3 turret. Thanatos split pushing over in the mid lane here at the same time. Blabber's going to take a little bit of damage, but he can resist most of it because he's Pantheon. Will finally fall. Hambach gets that kill, but Sven has already jumped in and equalized, taking one back on Impact. Now Hambach will die next. Vulcan takes the kill on that. It's 2 dead on the Sentinels side, but the remaining 3 are barely clinging to life. Sven and Vulcan are saying, that's all right, you guys go PvP, we're going to end the game. Thanatos gets an additional kill, and Sven takes out the first Nexus turret. He and Vulcan will put in the work here on the second one. TP coming in on the minion just to reinforce the C9 lines. APA has rejoined the team. Darkwings flashes away from the seismic shove. Thanatos hops right on in to try to force the rise even further back. C9 wants to pad the stats a little bit as Sven looks for the additional kill here on Rahel and shoots him down in his own fountain. They'll complete the ace, and C9 take game 1.
Sven ends the game with an individual gold lead. Huhi on the recon as well, they're all going to be diving in, but considering some engage options himself, so just wants to be able to start the fights.
Yeah, I could definitely see for Cloud9 side, you know, you want something with Wukong, like you get your point and click now with Nautilus, so this next crab that spawns in front of Dragon, bottom side for the spawn of crab, also just means, you know, in the words of Blabber, game is over. You know, we got
the welcoming party here is not going to overextend himself as Blabber, though, trying to go in. He's overextended, trying to steal away the enemy blue buff. Drops the clone to try to defend against the curtain call, but it's APA who's going to be killed off first. First blood over to Sentinels there in the mid lane for Darkwings, but Sven gets one back into Hambach. Nice damage from the piercing arrow, but it's a double kill for Darkwings.
They pull the trap on around Sven, of course, on the Yunara hyper carry, able to win the entire game for Cloud9. This time around, Sven on the Lethality Varus is going to be super annoying on top of it. You know, the poke damage from Lethality Varus in this game can get you so much. As far as the leftovers of some of his Rifto Flowers, Hambach will go over and grab those first game. Currently, though, setting up on Dragon. See if Sentinels are going to go for the engage. Hambach charging up.
Okay, Hambach wants to jump in. APA is going to be your target yet again. The curtain call opens up. APA is already down. A lot of damage coming out, though, the other way around, and that's 2 Sentinels dead. 2 dead on the C9 side as well. Sven back into the Dragon Pit as the equalizer drops on top of the objective, and Thanatos is still looking for his angle. C9 have lost 3. Sentinels have lost 2. Junglers are out of the picture on both sides. Thanatos still trying to fight here. Open up a little bit of space for Sven, who wants to steal it away, but no, the Jhin, Rahel.
No true tanks or anything like that. Obviously, there's some tools to be able to absorb, but they're going for Zen.
Yeah, they want a full send after that. Varus, Hambach goes in with the equalizer right behind him, and Sven is cooked. Sentinels have found their first kill, and now they're trying to get everybody out alive. Hambach is taken low, but Blabber's got to be careful. Impact goes underneath the turret. He does get rooted up by Vulcan. Sentinels, are they going to get Impact out? Not quite. It was nearly perfect, but they...
the follow-up.
I just like how proactive they're being. They know that Sven is a really strong member. They know he had no flash because of that earlier Dragon fight.
C9 got it already down to just 3,000 HP, but Sentinels are hanging around the area, and it looks like they're going to choose to just walk away from this one. Blabber can smite down the Herald. Is going to be summoned up mid lane to put pressure onto the tier 1 turret, while Sentinels still trying to make sure they can defend this objective. Thanatos and Blabber were working on the Drake here at the same time, while Sentinels are distracted, making sure nothing bad is going to happen to Rahel. Impact still hanging around on the flanks, seeing if C9 is going to overcommit towards this Dragon so they can look for some sort of an angle to punish. Rahel still has Curtain Call. He can contribute from a long way away. Vulcan engages. They're trying to find the burst here onto Huhi, and they barely miss out on killing him. Now C9 still looking to see if they can make this fight happen. APA does finally burn Huhi down.
Enemy's initiation, so they can't get the jump on us again, and C9 rewarded multiple times.
And that is one of the
This
big
means that Sentinels are going to have to be a little bit more cautious about taking fights here until that is caught back up. Darkwings getting comboed down pretty heavily by APA, but Hambach is ready and waiting. APA with a Seeker's Arm Guard, staying alive for now. Spiraling Despair, can't kill him. Hambach's now got to be on the lookout. Huhi coming to try to protect his jungler, but Blabber has gone in here for the Cyclone. Thanatos right next to him. Sven's here for the additional damage with the piercing arrow. Hambach's going to fall, and Thanatos takes the kill.
I mean, APA, that was no jungler, so they just have to 4-on-5.
Yeah, Impact's already made his way in here with a teleport. Keep your eyes out for the equalizer. Vulcan there with a Hex Flash trying to catch Sentinels as they want to stop the Baron. It's already down to 2,000 HP. Smited by Blabber and C9. 21 minutes into the game, secure the Baron. But now they got to try to make sure they get everybody out. Thanatos and Blabber both low on HP as the curtain call opens up. Vulcan's going to body block the shots as APA has made his way back.
They do have good wave clear with the Hwei. But it's scary. They're losing control of this whole area of the map.
Yeah, and he's just about to get 100 to 0 there thanks to the hook coming out from Vulcan. One support catches the other, but now Sentinels are once again in a 4v5. Vulcan nearly gets an additional dredge line there with the Impact. APA swooping in from the side as Thanatos keeps everybody else occupied. He wants to go all out, and Darkwings tries to flash, but he still falls. Thanatos fighting for his life, but he finally drops. Meanwhile, Impact's cleaned up over in the jungle. C9 might have lost their top laner, but they got 3 kills in the process.
Yeah, really nicely done. And APA kind of reinforcing from the side made that fight very awkward for Sentinels. It was hard for Impact to really get involved, and then Thanatos finds an angle to go very far, get the kills. They're going to be able to push up this tier 2 tower bot. They're going to be able to take the dragon at the same time, move themselves to Soul Point. As Hui's trying to clear out some vision here, he just gets 100 to 0. Mikhail's or not, you can't survive. So he used that to get away, so it is a trait of ultimates at the very least, but see,
yeah, there's your flash engage coming out from Sentinels. They found their pick onto Blabber, or have they? He goes over the wall to try to get back away. Blabber with a fancy feat, staying alive as Hambach dies to the Arcane Storm. Blabber's still cooking, and now Impact sees the damage on Sven, but he cannot find it. C9, beautiful outplay as Darkwings is going to be your next target. The damage is there as Blabber has made his way back in. One more crushing blow might do it, but he can't quite land the damage. Blabber's still burning, but APA's got the rampage killing the Darkwings. C9, don't lose a man.
What? He just E'd to him and got behind him as the Q was released from Vi, so he doesn't hit him? That was crazy. That was crazy work right there. What the?
And he's staying around at no HP till the very end of the fight. Goes back in, so they go immediately in onto him. Too much overlap, unfortunately, on the CC, but then flash on the wall, E back to where Hambach was, sidestep.
So just going over how Blabber lives instead of all the rest of the members just killing Sentinels.
Well, we've got another kill on Sentinels here in the mid lane as Vulcan and Blabber work together for the pick on Rahel. Now that Jhin is out of the picture, this is what we were talking about at the start of the game. Like, the bot lane for Sentinels has to perform because Rahel feels like the main carry of the team. When that Jhin is down, C9 know they can just force their way through the front door, and the mid lane inhibitor falls right after.
If you weren't sure before, this is why Cloud9 have really clearly been put at this #1 spot in the LCS. This team, the teamwork here is looking really good. The individual plays have been very good.
If goes in, he's in some serious danger of getting bursted down if the team's not right behind him. He takes damage from a single piercing arrow. Thanatos off to the side, trying to deal with Impact and Darkwings there in the 1v2. While the rest of C9 engages, and he is already down. Hambach in the middle of everybody will fall second as Thanatos goes all out and drags Impact all the way in. Blabber picks up a killing spree there onto Rahel as Darkwings knocks Blabber down, but it's only his Guardian Angel, and now it's an out of mana Hwei. He's out of space. He's out of time. He's almost out of there.
They're
just gonna dance. I was trying to do the whole tempo call, but they're just gonna rub it in. There's the ace for C9. They're gonna take the Cloud Soul, and the only thing they get to use the speed for is a faster march to the enemy Nexus. 29 minutes into the game, 11,000 gold lead, and C9 is going up 2-0 in this series, showing why they are such heavy favorites.
Yeah, APA was like, all right, I'm gonna let you live for a while. And then Darkwings tries to do a combo. He's like, I'm gonna fear you. Maokai was on my list. Got some nice buffs to the Q damage. So Blabber here with this champ.
TF.
You can do a lot of very crazy jungle steals with Maokai really early on. Because you can like walk up to their Raptors, guaranteed steal with Q and Smite. Maokai.
Yeah, you gave APA his Ziggs here, so what was the thought process behind that? Because, yeah.
I guess he can just first pick blind Ziggs. Let's see, maybe we'll punish it, maybe not. Flash, kill his ass. Oh!
He's going down. Oh, he's
That is what we do versus the first pick six.
Every time he burrows, when you have that full rage bar at this point, as Huhi could be in some trouble.
Yeah, they're trying to fight back though as Rahel jumps in after Sven, hits him with the full Lucian combo. Sven down to 300 HP, but the bubble doesn't find its target. Hambach throws out the Dragon Strike, and as soon as he does that, Blabber decides it's time to go in because the enemy jungler doesn't have his escape mechanism. Sven roots him up with Gravitum, and Blabber smashes him down to the
Dragons, they take so long to kill. Second charge is back up, ready to finish it off, so he's always efficient. Gets the scuttle, corrals it next to the dragon, get your Q onto both of them, and kind of business as usual for Cloud9 here.
That one's not going to rot, at least one of them maybe. Blabber's going to go and start trying to farm these up. Hambach, however, shows his face. Blabber does step back in to get the smite onto grub number 1. Meanwhile, Thanatos and Impact both thinking about getting involved, but Impact does have the significant health advantage here, as Huhi has also roamed over, so Sentinels can get both of the remaining grubs for themselves.
Now the real question is it better to rot or be smoked?
Be smoked, because the rotting takes a long time and you're just kind of lying there.
You don't think it would hurt to get smoked?
As at
Mechanism. And now Blabber is confident to start up the Drake. Here's the cost of that APA wave clear that we're talking about, because he just shoves the mid lane in so fast. Vulcan's going to be the target here from Sentinels. They want a full commit onto the enemy support, but the Cloud9 counterattack is there. The culling can't kill Vulcan. Sven's got the crescendum. He's trying to find the kill onto Huhi, but he's overextended. Rahel gets the kill back onto the Aphelios. Meanwhile, APA picks one up on Hambach. C9 coming out 2 for 1 so far, as Impact is trying to stick around, but he may regret it. Wants to flash away. A little bit more damage from Bouncing Bomb is not enough to secure it. And C9 will take the fight. They'll have the 1 extra kill, and they'll get Drake.
You're not allowed to do that. And then they lantern Sven in. Sven had to immediately flash out of the Cataclysm too. And then they chase two different...
Jarvan, you're thinking of calling all of this upfront damage that's coming through from the Sentinels comp. Rocket's going to help shut that down.
Blabber's approaching this Rift Herald that's already been started up by Sentinels. They've got the combo with the Maokai ulti plus the Mega Inferno Bomb, and there's your Nature's Grasp already used by Blabber. Mega Inferno Bomb down onto 3, and Vulcan's ready to follow it up with a nice Death Sentence onto Hambach. Darkwings primes the gold card. They want to try to see if they can put the pressure onto Sven, but they don't have enough damage to kill him. Hambach's going to drop, and Darkwings barely gets away. Sentinels trying to make these fights happen, but it's so difficult. Impact now could be caught here as well. Blabber locks him up with the Twisted Advance, and with Thanatos there, maybe that's your Titanic Hydra, Kobe! Maybe.
Give it to Thanatos, come on!
APA takes the next one. C9 will not get that.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
That one was a miss.
That one was.
Well, now here in the mid lane, Rahel is in danger yet again. Thanatos trying to go for the execute here with the ulti, and there's your Titanic Hydra, Kobe. C9 getting right there. Okay.
You're embarrassed, or? Cloud9 are going to take another tower. You're proud, yeah.
C9 take the tower. The Dragon is started up by Sentinels, but C9 have a 5,500 gold lead if they just want to try to fight. There goes the Blabber. Ulti immediately followed up with a Mega Inferno Bomb. Aphelios ult from downtown, and Vulcan flashes forward, goes in for the play into the Death Sentence. The Dragon goes over to C9 here too, as Darkwings is already down. Hambach flashes over the wall, tries to get to safety. Blabber just going to solo down Rahel with the tank Maokai, as Vulcan looks for another. He's going to bring Blabber closer. They're chasing after Huhi, but the Flay doesn't quite have the range. It's 3 kills plus a Drake for C9, who are 7,500 gold ahead.
I like Vulcan's moves, man. He's flashing over abilities. He's hitting it, multiple death sentences. You know, McHale'sing himself to try and keep up the chase. But
he might be my player of the game.
Oh, man. Cloud.
He's gonna smurfing too.
All these players on Cloud9 are players of this game for sure.
Sucks having a good team. It's tough out there.
It's too rough, man.
Out there.
It's a tough one.
Good comms again. C9 is just seeming like they are on point. They're going to look for Sven, though.
Yeah, flash gold card, but the immediate flash from Sven. He pops the barrier and tries to survive, but Sentinels has enough damage. Now they got to be careful for the counterattack, because Thanatos has made his way in with a Blabber ulti right on top of him. Goes for the kill on Rahel, and He dies too. That's 2 for 1 already here for C9, as Impact has to try to flash away. The Scion is not looking particularly tanky, as they juggle him around back and forth between bramble smashes and flays and zig satchels. There's just nowhere for Impact to go. He'll go down farming because it's the only thing that is just at a point where they need C9 to make a mistake. If C9 doesn't misclick, oh man, and sure enough, Vulcan just goes in for the hook onto Hambach, who tries to get away through the wall. Enough damage is there from Sven from all the way back on the riverside, and with the enemy jungler dead for the next 30 seconds, why not add a 21-minute Baron onto this already stomp of a game?
I mean, Vulcan is just smurfing now. He is just finding hook after hook. C9 obviously in an incredible spot, controlling the vision, and that allows you to really take over as a hook champ. And Darkwing's just going to have to ult down to bot. They're going to try to farm some gold on the other side of the map, but I mean, you lost Baron. It's Soul in a minute 30. You're down 11K. This game is looking over. This series is looking completely over. And C9 has just been on such a tear in playoffs. They've looked like by far the best team.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know, only if they win.
Little question mark there. It's a mystery. But, you know, for Sentinels, obviously, they are still locked at least top 3. Assuming they do lose here, they would fall down and play the winner of TL versus Lion, who both look a lot better in their lower bracket debuts. So the Sentinels will have a tough challenge, I think, regardless of who comes through there.
They're trying to get an objective bounty right now with the Twisted Fate split push here, so.
Yep, that's the whole goal.
Wait for the audio, wait for the audio. I love this part. I want to turn it up, actually.
I'm going to admit, underwhelmed.
I thought it was going to be louder.
It's no Grasp. Grasp has a great sound.
Maybe it's because when I hear that noise, I really need it usually. So it seems louder.
Sentinels going in, trying to find the move onto Blabber, who just immediately counterattacks with the Nature's Grasp into the Twisted Advance. They lock up Impact, and they'll kill the Scion first. Blabber still might have to be a little bit careful with the dead body as Hambach already drops, and we've got ourselves a 5 versus 3 as Cloud9 are looking to put the finishing touches on this game. 23 minutes in, the Baron's still got a minute and a half left on it, and C9 have made their way onto the Nexus turrets. Darkwings is just going to die again. The Twisted Fate was not the answer to their problems, and C9 are going to continue rampaging through the LCS. They will complete our weekend of clean sweeps. They will 3-0 Sentinels. They will earn themselves a spot in the finals, and they'll do all of it after they get done padding their stats just a little bit more, trying to get every last kill possible. Sentinels can't do anything about it, and C9 stop the series.
Well, Golden Glue in the interview was asking, can he just first pick Ziggs like that?